Hi there, filming this quite late at night time, so apologies, but not much natural light today. Um, this is William Eggleston from Black and White to Color. It's produced by Stidal. I think I've recommended a documentary before about how to make a book. I think it's called How to Make a Book or something. Apologies, but I have a lamp over there, so it's going to cause these shadows. Maybe I will try to use my left hand mainly. I think that should work, and hopefully it doesn't go in and out of focus. And hopefully it's not too shiny. Eggleston's one of the first guys I started looking at in terms of color photography. But to be frank, it took me a little while to kind of get interested in his work, because early on I was only really interested in black and white. And I don't know, it maybe because one sees in color, one is less interested to see color photography. But anyway, it took me a while, and once I did get into it, I could understand why he was so revered. And this book mixes both color and black and white photography. I picked this up at a book sale many years back in Shinjuku. There's a big shop called Kinokuniya, and it's in Shinjuku. I'll link it up. Hopefully one day I'll be able to kind of put a link on the video and you click on it. To be frank, I only upload videos before or after work, and as you know by now, I don't spend that much time editing. So hopefully one day I get to the place where I can do basic stuff like that. Here's one of the first color photos we see, and automatically, you may look at the black and white photos and think, there's not that much high contrast. The blacks are pretty black, the grays are pretty gray, and then suddenly you get these color photos and the red really pops. I do think he has a great eye for color, obviously. I mean, that's the most obvious phrase said in the history of YouTube. One thing I like looking at these old photos is that people used to dress so well. Maybe in the days before fast fashion, people actually, it's not even that it took more pride in their appearance, but maybe, they didn't have any tracksuit pants back then, or I mean, obviously they did, but you wouldn't wear them outside. I'm sure I've taken this style photo many, many times. I'm assuming he used a Leica, but I don't know. He must have been pretty good at taking photos of people without them looking, because a photo like that can be quite confronting, especially if it's a loud shutter. This is the cover of one of his books, which I have as well. Love the hair and love the glasses at the back. I'm familiar with that photo. I love the color of the leaves. he definitely has an eye for when colors match. Yeah. This is another photo of his that I've seen in multiple books. Kind of reminds me of the photography of Stephen Shaw. Pretty sure I flipped through one of his books before, but I think Stephen Shaw and William Eggleston share some similarities. I'm gonna say that I kind of enjoy his color photography more than I do his black and white. But we're about halfway through this book, and who knows, my opinion may change. Again, finding similar colors to fill up the frame a little bit. Even this red and the brown kind of are similar, so kind of forces your eye to move around the frame. I think that's what a lot of great photographers have an eye for. That's a great one. Maybe this is the first photo of his that I ever saw. It was in a separate book that had, I think, maybe the best photos of the century or something like that. I mean, what a great photo. I wonder what the backstory to that photo was. That's another one I'm familiar with. Again, interesting framing of that photo. I think the commonality with a lot of these photographers, especially back at the time when they were taking these photos, is that they tended to drive a lot and spend a lot of time in diners, drinking coffee and taking photos of other people drinking coffee, and walking around the streets and taking photos of people with fancy hair and nice dresses. I mean, there are so many photos of hair, diners, people smoking. I've seen this one before. It's such a great photo. Look at that hair. And the way she's holding that cigarette. Gonna say that I definitely like his color photography more than I do his black and white. That's an amazing photo. I mean, the tone, everything is kind of either dark black, dark brown, dark red, maroon type color. It's a great photo. It says here, William Eggleston in Paris with Henri Cartier-Bresson's book Les Europeans. That's Henri Cartier-Bresson there. when Bresson was my inroad to photography. I remember picking up one of his books, maybe one of the first books I ever bought related to art of photography. And I mean, I was just amazed at the way he framed all his photography, all his photos. That's it for this book. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. It says here, I used to have a habit of putting the price tag of the books. This one cost me 2,160 yen. I must have purchased it about 10 years back. Have a good day.